Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Ram, and I'm the one who is going to provide training on the SaaS software. So this demo session is all about to just show you the capabilities of the SaaS software tool. Then, as a SaaS developer, SaaS programmer, or SaaS data analyst, what is that you are going to do with the SaaS software tool, and how the companies, enterprises, or businesses or organizations are going to benefit from the SaaS software tool. Okay. So this is what is the demo session all about. So I'm just going to show you the working model of the SaaS software tool, then give you some glimpse about like in which industries the SaaS software tool is implemented and what is the product suite of the SaaS software product. Okay, and in which industry does the SaaS software falls into. So generally SaaS software is called as statistical analysis system. It was introduced in the market in the year 1976 and it is a US based product. Then the main purpose of the SaaS software program is to generate reports. So the reports that you are going to generate are decision making reports, which are graphical reports, statistical reports, and textual reports. Okay, so the type of reports that you're going to generate are graphical reports, statistical reports, and textual reports. So any business that you take, the business users are always interested in different types of reporting for decision making. So the different types of reports that the business is interested in is decision making reports. So these are the decision making reports that are generated. So there are different functional users. There are different functional users in the organization. They might be in executive management, it can be in middle level management, or it can be team members. Okay, so it can be anybody in the organization. So always these people are interested in some decision making reports, but these guys are functional users. But these guys are functional users. So so these guys are functional users. They do not know they do not know how to create a report, but they at least know what is the specification or the requirements for the report. So what they do, they're just going to give the specification or the requirement to the SaaS developer. So what is given? The requirement or the specification is given to the SaaS user, SaaS programmer. So the SaaS programmer is going to generate decision making reports for the business users. So these kind of decision making reports are called as summarized reports. Okay, these kind of reports are called as summarized reports. Now you know that whenever you would like to create a graphical, statistical, or textual report, you are not going to create the report just like that. So in order to generate the reports, you need to have a data tables. So the SaaS software comes under data warehousing. Okay, the SaaS software comes under data warehousing. So in simple English, data warehousing means collection of tables that are ready for reporting. Okay, so whatever the input data that you get, the input data means tables, information means reports. So whatever the input data tables that you get, those tables are not ready for reporting. So you're going to create the various output tables so that you can generate the various kinds of output reports. So the data warehouse is a collection of tables. So it is made up of tables with rows and columns with the data values. Okay, so this is what is a data warehouse. So actually your SaaS software product is also called as data warehousing plus reporting tool. Okay, your SaaS software is also called as data warehousing plus reporting tool. Now, the other name for data warehousing is ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay, so it is called as ETL plus reporting tool, but it comes under the product called data warehousing. So any business that you take, the data is stored in the form of tables. Okay, now let us just look at the source data. So there are two types of data: target data and the source data. Now every day the business is going to get the data from the transactions. So every day the customer who goes to the supermarket to purchase something, they're going to present their products to the person at the billing counter. Okay, so what is the person at the billing counter is going to do? The person at the billing counter is just going to enter the data values into the computer screen. It is going to generate a paper based invoice, and it is going to store the data in the form of tables. Okay, and it is going to store the data in the form of tables. So whatever the data that the billing counter person is going to enter, whatever the data that the billing counter person is going to enter, the data gets stored in the form of tables, which is called as databases. It can be database or it can be raw data file. So the data gets entered into the database. A database is nothing but a table, a collection of tables again. So there are different products in the market. Okay, there are different tables that are available in the market. For example, MySQL, Oracle database, SQL Server database. So these are the different products that are available in the market. But the primary objective is whatever the day-to-day transactions that are there, day-to-day transactions. So here it is detailed data. So whatever the input tables that you get, you have detailed data. So that is day-to-day data. It is detailed transactions that you get. So as a SaaS programmer, what is that you are going to do? So as a SaaS programmer, on daily basis, you're going to extract the data from the source, transform it, and load the data into output tables. So this is what is data warehousing. Extracting means what? Now, yesterday morning from 8 a.m. until evening 5 p.m. close of business, there was some transactioning happening in this source database. That means the new customers are coming, the new products are coming in, the customers are purchasing, making payments, bill payments, whatever. Everything is captured into this database tables. So yesterday evening at 5 p.m., you extracted the data, you transformed the data and loaded the data into the data warehouse. This is called as collection of tables which are ready for reporting. 80% of the codes that you are doing in SaaS is data transformation. So 80% of the codes that you're going to do in the SaaS software is called as transformation. So why transformation? The reason why 80% of the course is transformation is because every day the business user requirement changes. So the functional users, every day they wanted some new report. They wanted to make changes to the existing report. So these functional users requests are there every day. So what is it you want to do? So according to the functional user requirement, they are going to give the specification. As a SaaS developer, you get the input data from the business and you're going to convert this input data into output data and then later generate various kinds of output reports. So 80% of the course that you're doing is data warehousing. Okay, 80% of the course that you're doing is data warehousing. 20% of the course that you're doing is reporting. Okay, so this is 80% and this is 20%. Okay, so this is 80 and 20%. So whatever you're going to learn in the course, 80% of it is called as transformation. So you're going to use various transformations. Okay. So say for example, creating a new column, subsetting the data using conditional statements where and if condition. I want the data only for salaries greater than. I want the data only for salaries less than, for example. So this is the transformation. You have your data stored in multiple input tables. Say for example, your data is stored in 4 different tables here. You would like to combine this and store it into one output table. So like that, there are various types of transformations that you're going to that you're going to use in the SaaS software product. Now, once you're going to do extraction, transformation and loading and create the data warehouse, this is called as ETL. This is called as ETL. Then the 20% of the work is the SaaS programmer or the business user. They are going to generate various kinds of output reports. So these reports can be graphical, statistical or textual reports. And this is used by the business user for decision making. Okay, so like that, every day the business during the business hours, they would like to view various types of output reports for decision making. Okay, so this is a various kinds of output reports that are created. So this is what is called as data warehousing and reporting. But generally, why do the data warehouses exist? Generally, why do the data warehouses exist? So generally with respect to the various users in the organization, there the report users, so the problems are the report user wanted reports on time. Okay, so they wanted to look at the reports which are summarized reports. Okay, then so the reports are ad hoc, that is different users in the organization ask for different types of reports, but ultimately whatever it is, all these reports are used for decision making. So whatever the reason might be, so ultimately whatever the problems it might be, these are used for decision making. So the business can't wait for, say for example, the business will request some report and they can't wait until next month to get this output report. So they want the reports on time, which is summarized reports, and reports are ad hoc. Now what do you mean by detailed and summarized? So if you can understand the difference between the detailed and summarized, this is what we do generally with respect to the SaaS software. Now, generally, whatever the input data that you get, okay, it is detailed data. You call it as transactional data or operational data or source data. Now, say for example, every day the customer comes to the supermarket and is going to purchase something. So in the supermarket, it's a sales transaction. Okay, in the sales transaction, for example, the customer comes every day and is going to purchase something. So say for example, for the year 2014, the customer is making transaction. Say for example, transaction ID 1, transaction ID 2, transaction ID 3, like that. It is transaction 1 million. Okay, it's 10 million, 1 million transactions. Now, for the year 2014, the total number of transactions are 1 million. Now, the business user he does not want to look at each and every transaction value. So in a year there are 12 months. So the summarized report is, one of the user is asking what is the total sales for the year. So you will get only one row because you are going to add all the transactions. What is the total sales for each quarter? What is the total sales for each month? So here only for 2014, if you take, you have 1 million transactions. But when you ask the question, what is the total sales for the year? It is going to return only one row. Okay, it is only going to return one row. If you ask what is the total sales for each quarter, it is going to return four rows. What is the total sales for each month? It is going to return 12 rows. Okay, so like that, it is just going to return the, depending upon the requirement, it is just going to give you the output number of rows. Okay, so like that, the business would like to analyze what is the total sales for year 2014 across each branch, across each area. Okay, so what is the total sales for the year 2014 across each branch and each area? Okay, so like that, it's just going to, the different users in the organization, they ask different types of questions. So the problem is they need to get the reports for these as soon as possible. Okay, so generally the business kind of questions will be, for example, how do we increase the sales performance by 10%? How is the sales performance by holiday, week and hour? So say for example, for Dasara, for last year, what was the total sales? Like that, they would like to estimate what would be the total sales for this year. So you can analyze the data by holiday. For example, this week versus last week's sale. Every day between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. what is the total sales? Which products category is doing well in the supermarket? For example, in the supermarket, they have different product categories. For example, you have beverages, okay, you have cosmetics, you have food, okay, so you have a fruit section. So like that, they would like to know which categories is not doing well in the supermarket. So they would like to do, just now I showed you sales performance analysis by year, quarter, month, week and day. So how the various branches are performing in different countries, what is the quality of services provided and what improvements needed. So they would like to go with a questionnaire. They just wanted to know what is the improvements that they needed. So they are going to do some rating and generate the reports. So these are the various kinds of output reports the user is interested in. So using the SaaS software product, we create a data warehouse with a collection of tables. From those tables, we are just going to create the output reports. And these output reports are something which are given to the report user. Okay, so the decision maker, so the SaaS developer is going to generate the reports and give it to the business user, so that whatever the problems the business user have, now it gets clarified, so that they can make decisions. So for that reason, we are going to create different types of reports using the SaaS software, which is graphical, statistical and textual. Now any business that you take, the data is stored in the form of tables, it is stored in the form of Excel files, or it is stored in the form of text files, or you call it as raw data files. So the SaaS software can be implemented in any industry. I repeat, the SaaS software can be implemented in any industry. So generally, when you come across the advertisements for SaaS, you see it as SaaS financial product or finance. Okay, you see it as SaaS telecom. You see it as SaaS insurance. Okay, so it is nothing but SaaS can be implemented in various domains. Okay, SaaS can be implemented in various domains. So generally, wherever the data is stored in the form of tables, I repeat, generally wherever the data is stored in the form of tables, you can use the SaaS software tool. So let us just go by the major industries. So you see this you see in banking financial services industry. For example, you have retail banking, okay? Then you have corporate banking, you have lending department, okay? Then you have loans department, okay? You have uh, capital mutual funds, capital markets like that, okay? So investments, okay? So like that, in the banking financial sector, you have different branches. So you can take any branch. So generally in the banking financial services industry, the SaaS software product is used. Like that, it can be used in the insurance domain. It doesn't matter whether it is health insurance or whether it is medical insurance or whatever, whether it is general insurance, okay, two-wheeler, four-wheeler, burglary insurance, like that. Any insurance it might be. Like that, the SaaS software can be implemented in telecom industry, okay, in healthcare industry like hospitals. Then it can be implemented in retail stores, okay? So or the retail domain. So the retail domain, there are two. One is supermarkets, then the other one is apparel stores, okay, the clothes stores or the apparel stores. So like that, you can implement the SaaS software in utilities industry, okay, power, gas, like that, government institutions, okay, power industry, gas industry, that is the utilities industry, okay, so travel industry, okay, or airline industry, okay. So like that, those who are from life sciences background, a B pharmacy, M pharmacy, or from the medical life sciences background, they go for clinical trial research, okay. So in the life sciences industry, the SaaS software is product is used for decision making. So like that, you can just go on the list. So any industry where the data is stored in the form of tables, okay? Any industry where the data is stored in the form of tables or raw data, SaaS software can be implemented, okay? So generally the interviewer is not interested in your educational background. He's just interested whether you completed the graduation or the post graduation, whether you're from MBA, MCA, MTech, BTech, any specialization, whether you're from civil engineering, mechanical, or whether you're from computer science, or whether you're from healthcare, or whether you're from life sciences, or whether you're from MBA finance marketing, or from MCA, any specialization. The interviewer is only interested in how much SaaS knowledge you have. The interviewer is always interested in how much SaaS knowledge that you have. Okay. So because the application is the same across all the industries. So that is one of the advantages that you have with the SaaS software. So never you will work on only one software product. Sorry, never you're going to work on one domain. Always your domain changes. Okay. Next one. So in simple, the data warehouse is called as collection of tables. So if you look at the SaaS tasks, so if you just look at the SaaS task, there are four SaaS tasks that you are going to perform. Okay. So I told you that extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay. Extraction, transformation, and loading. With respect to data warehousing, with respect to data warehousing, we call it as data access. Okay. With respect to data warehousing, we call it as data access and connect. This is extracting. Transformation. So the next step is data transformation. These two steps deal with data warehousing. Okay. These two steps deals with the question is SaaS dependent on data tables only? No, is SaaS dependent on availability of data in tables only? Obviously, it is about the data tables. It can be any other data files. It can be raw data file, or it can connect to any other databases in the market, and it is just going to extract the data. So data access and connect, data transformation. If you would like to print graphical, statistical and textual report, it is called as data analysis. Data analysis is whether you wanted report in graphical, statistical or textual. Okay. Then later you would like to present the report to the business user. So the next one is data presentation. So with respect to this one, data warehouse, we have the task called data access and connect. And with respect to the reporting, we have data analysis and data presentation. Okay. So generally with respect to the SaaS software, we have for data access and data transformation, we are going to use base SaaS. Okay, so this is a SaaS software product. And then you have under advanced SaaS, you have SaaS structured query language, which is called as SQL, and you have something called SaaS macros. So these are the chapters that you're going to deal with respect to data warehousing. Then with respect to the reporting part, you're going to deal with SaaS graphs. So we are going to teach you SaaS graphs, SaaS stats, okay? Then SaaS summary reports and SaaS output delivery system, that is presenting the report in PDF format, Excel format, text format. It is possible with using SaaS output delivery system, which is called as ODS. Okay, so these are the main tasks that you're going to perform with the SaaS software to generate various kinds of output reports for decision making. So generally with respect to the SaaS software product, you need not learn any other course to do the SaaS software. Okay, so you need not learn any other course to do with the SaaS software product. So no prerequisite required to learn SaaS software. So your SaaS software is a simple English programming language. Okay, your SaaS software is a simple English programming language. Then next one, in the course, as I said, we are teaching base plus advanced SaaS. Okay, we have something called business intelligence tools. Okay, so we have something called business intelligence tools, so which is called as SaaS BI tools. Under the SaaS BI tool, we have something called enterprise guide. Okay, now whatever you have done in base SaaS plus advanced, you have written the program. In the SaaS business intelligence tool enterprise guide, what you're going to do is you're going to drag and drop, which is graphical user interface, and the system generates program. Okay, and the system is going to generate the program for you. Okay, so this is what is SaaS business intelligence tool. Then I'm also going to teach you the new tool called SaaS Visual Analytics. Okay, SaaS Visual Analytics. So this is also a drag and drop, and the system generates a program. Okay, this is also drag and drop, and the system generates a program. So the SaaS Visual Analytics and the Enterprise Guide are the new softwares. These are built on the foundation of base SaaS and advanced SaaS. So without learning the base SaaS and advanced SaaS, you can't work on the Enterprise Guide and the Visual Analytics. So this is totally drag and drop. But what is it you're going to drag and drop, you need to know. That is what we are going to learn in the base and advanced programming. Any SaaS advanced tools that you take, these are built on the foundation of base and advanced SaaS. Okay, So that is the reason why we need to learn the base SAS course, and only then we can go for these two tools. So I'm going to teach base SAS plus advanced SAS. Okay, I'm going to teach base SAS plus advanced SAS, SAS business intelligence tool, and SAS visual analytics. Okay, and whatever the software that I'm going to teach, it is on the new version. Okay, so I'm going to teach on the 9.4 version, which is the current version of the SAS software. Okay, whether it is enterprise guide or SAS visual analytics, I'm going to teach on the servers. I'm going to teach from the latest one. Okay, the current trending version in the market. Okay, so this is what I'm going to teach. So whenever I'm going to do the classroom sessions, I'm going to share the class notes in advance. Okay, so there is no need for you to write the notes. Okay, I'm going to share all the soft copy materials as well. Okay, I'm just going to share all the soft copy materials so that you can refer for certification or whatever you want. Then I'm going to give you the sample resumes. Okay, so this is generally okay. So this is what we just offer from the course. Now, so this is what it is. Now let us just look at practicality. Okay, how we are going to implement from the SAS software tool. Okay, last one I just forgot to say. Okay, I'm going to teach with airline data. I'm going to teach the projects with respect to airline. Okay, and I'm going to teach with respect to retail supermarket, then the banking data, and then with the clinical data. As I said that the SAS programming is the same across all the industries. So only thing is that you just need to know what are the data tables and their values. Okay, so these are the projects that I'm going to discuss, and I'm going to give you the hard copy or the soft copy of that notes. Okay, so this is what it is. So let us just look at the working model. Now, actually, this is the SAS software product. Now, my objective here is the objective to show you the software. Okay, the objective to show the software. Okay, to just make you understand, SAS is a simple English programming language. Then I wanted you to understand the input is a table. You convert or transform. Okay, you transform into output table, and then you're going to generate reports which are summarized reports. Okay, I told you that in SAS software product we are going to generate summary reports. Okay, this is what we are going to do with the SAS software. So the objective in this session is to just show you that the SAS software programming is a simple English programming language. Okay, now let us just take the input data for example here. Now I have the data for airline, I have the data for clinical, I have the data for banking, I have the data for supermarkets. Okay, so these are the various data tables that are available. So so let us just take a simple example of airline data. So the folder name is airline. Okay, the folder name is airline, and the business has given you the input data which is EMP data. Okay, airline is called as a folder or library. In SAS, airline is called as a library or folder, and this is the input data that you have, EMP data. So in this one, what I would like to do is take the input data, okay, airline.emp data. So in SAS, your folder name or library name is separated by dot with the table name. You take airline.emp data, use a program called data step statement, convert this into output table. So in the same folder, create a new table called EMP bonus. Now what is transformation? Converting input tables into output tables is called as transformation. So I would like to create a new column called bonus on the output table. Tables are called as data sets. Okay. Bonus is equal to 0.10 into salary. Okay. This is the output requirement that I want. So in SAS, this is called as data transformation. Okay. In SAS, this is called as data transformation. So here you can see in the data transformation, you're just converting the input tables into output tables. So just now I told you that in SAS, we have 4 tasks. Okay. Data access and data transformation. So what is data transformation? The one that I'm showing you now is data transformation. Take the input table. So in the set statement, give the input table, and in the data step statement, give the output table. This is a new output table that you're creating. Then in this one, create a new column called bonus, which is equal to 10% of salary. So this is how you're going to write the program. This is what is called as data transformation. So this is this is a program actually. So this is the 80% of the course. So I told you that the 80% of the course is data transformation. So like that, you give the input data, you create the output data, and whatever you are going to write between data and run statement, these are called as transformations. Okay, these are called as transformations. Convert the input table into output table by creating a new column called bonus, which is 10% of salary. So you can see airline.emp data, just double click. Okay, it is opening the table which consists of employee ID, last name, first name, job code, and salary. So I would like to create a new column called bonus. Okay, now I'd like to create a new column called bonus on the output table, which does not exist. So are you transforming the input table into output table so that you can create a new column called bonus? Okay, so let us see how do you create this new variable bonus. Fields columns are called as variables. So this consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns or 5 variables. Rows are called as observations. So these are 8 rows or 8 observations in SAS. So when you execute this program, you're transforming the input table into output table. So this is the log window which shows input data, and this is the output that it shows what is the output data. So in the output airline.emp bonus, you have 8 rows and 6 variables. Variables are called as columns. So now you're just transforming the input tables into output tables. So work dot, sorry, not work, airline dot emp bonus. So just now I created the new table. So it is now going to create a new variable called bonus, which is 10% of salary, which is 10% of salary. Okay, so this is how it is just going to create a new variable bonus, which is 10% of salary. Okay, so this is how it is just going to create a new variable bonus, which is 10% of salary. So next one. So this is data transformation. So now let us see. You can just look at the output table now. You can create various kinds of output reports. For example, in this one, how many in this one, I would like to create a summary report. Okay, so I would like to create a summary report. What is the minimum salary paid? What is the new salary? Sorry, what is the minimum salary paid in the organization? 21,957 is the minimum salary. 1,20,000 is the maximum salary. This is one report. Okay. Next one, I'm just showing you all the reports now. Now I would like to know in FLTAT what is the minimum salary. So the user would like to know flight attendant. Okay, what is the minimum salary paid in flight attendant? Then I would like to know what is the minimum and maximum salary and total salary paid in pilot. So this is how you're going to get. So you're going to get the minimum salary in FLTAT is 21,957. The maximum salary in FLTAT is 32,278. Then the minimum salary in a pilot is 50,221 and the maximum is 1,20,202. So this is summarized reporting. So how do you get these summarized reports? So I told you in SAS, you convert input tables into output tables. Just now, did we convert input tables into output tables? Okay. Using data, you convert input tables into output tables. Later, we have a statement called proc statement in SAS, which is going to generate reports. Okay. So the input is detailed data, but the output is summarized reports. What is the minimum and maximum salary paid in the organization? So these are the kind of reports that the user is going to ask. Now, don't try to understand the program here. Just see that your SAS program is a simple English programming language. Okay, you can't understand in one class. So just to make you understand that the SAS is a simple English programming language, while teaching itself you can learn. So from the input table airline.emp bonus, I would like to analyze on the salary column. So I would like to know from the airline.emp bonus, I want minimum salary and maximum salary. On which column? Salary column. So understanding the user requirement, you are writing analyze on salary column and give minimum and maximum salary in the table airline.emp bonus. Once you execute this program, it is just going to give you what is the minimum salary paid, what is the maximum salary paid in the organization. 21,000 is the minimum, 1,20,000 is the maximum. In the same way, again, this time, so this is user one. Okay, it can be any user, it can be user one requirement. The other user requirement is what is the minimum and maximum salary paid across each job code. So there are two job codes. One is FLTAT and the other is pilot. So I would like to classify means group. I would like to group FLTAT and I would like to group pilot. So within FLTAT, what is the minimum and maximum salary? Within pilot, what is the minimum and maximum salary? So I'm using the same program. So you can see that you're just making enhancements to the program. I would like to print according to the classification column job code. So now it is going to print a summary report. In FLTAT, there are 4 employees. This is the minimum salary paid, maximum salary paid. In pilot, there are 4 employees. This is the minimum and maximum salary paid. So this is how it is just going to print the minimum and the maximum salaries. So like that, you take any data, you're always going to create these kind of summary reports. Now, let us just take 5 minutes. Just let us take the examples of bank. For example, I have ICICI dot product customer loans. Okay. Now, I would like to create a report. What is the total approved amounts? I repeat. So the bank is going to approve some amount, loan amount. What is the total loans approved? Okay. According to different branches. Okay. What is the total loans approved according to the according to each product name. Okay, so there are different types of loans. Pro underscore NM is a column name which has different types of loan names: educational loans, two-wheeler loans, automobile lines, like that. So it is having a details of each and every loan that was given. So I would like to know what was the total loan approved for each product name. Is it a summarized report? Okay. So what is the total loan approved for each product name? So you can see it's the same report. For example, I'm creating loans. What is it I want? I would like to know the total. Total is sum. Like that, you can give any statistic name. Automatically SAS is going to just generate the output results for you. You just need to give the shortcut names of the statistics. We'll see in the classes. Then I would like to analyze on total approved amount according to each product name. So this is a banking report. So like that, we are going to generate various types of banking reports. So is it printing? Total two-wheeler loans, how many were given? 7,111 two-wheeler loans were given. And this is the total sum approved. Okay. And this is the total sum approved. Okay. So this is just going to show you approved loan amounts sum. Is that clear? Now, if the loan is given, they're going to give the loan in, they're going to give the loan in installments. So you have another amount called disbursed amount. This is approved amount and this is the disbursed amount that the loan is given to the customer, the amounts that has been released to the customer. So if you would like to know even the total disbursed amount, so you can just get the total disbursed amount. So according to two-wheeler loans, 7,100 loans were approved. This is the total amount that was approved and this is the total amount that was disbursed. So like that, we are just going to do various kinds of reports on banking as well. Okay. So like that, I'm just going to take the data from airline. I'm going to take it from the bank. I'm going to take it from the retail. So I have all the project sessions for these. Okay. And the clinical. So I'm just going to take the various data tables and generate the various kinds of output report. So later, if you would like to print the PDF file, so ODS PDF file is equal to, for example, just give the physical location. Okay, my first report dot PDF. So this is called as output delivery system. ODS PDF file close. Okay, so when you execute the program like this time the output report is generated into PDF files. Now you can see this is a PDF file that it is creating. Okay, and it stores in the physical location. So like that, the report user is not interested in looking at the report from SaaS software, is interested in looking at the report from the PDF file. So like that, we're just going to use this one. Now, what all the program that I have written here now, without writing the program, okay, you're going to look at this one in without writing the program in SAS Business Intelligence Tools and SAS Visual Analytics. Okay, so you're going to look at this one in SAS Business Intelligence Tools, okay, and SAS Visual Analytics. Okay, so I'll show you this in the next coming classes. Okay, so this is what it is. So the course that I'm going to cover is Base plus Advanced, SAS Enterprise Guide, and SAS Visual Analytics. Is that clear? Okay, so the course is